there are millions of people in India who have a completely different vision of India than the government of India, than the RSS. It was actually information that we got from the ground, from people saying, listen, look, this is what has happened, right? So that's where... I mean, we have been able to replicate it. We've won election in Telangana, we've won election in Himachal Pradesh. We've been raising issues as far as the fairness of elections in India is concerned. I've done press conferences where we have clearly shown, without shadow of a doubt, that we won the Haryana election. That we actually don't feel that the Maharashtra election was fair. There is a full-scale assault taking place on the institutional framework of our country. There is a full-scale assault taking place on the institutional framework of our country. We asked direct questions to the Election Commission. I mean, I don't know if you've seen that press conference. Brazilian woman is voting in Haryana. I mean, is on the voting list 22 times in Haryana. One woman is voting 200 times in one polling booth. And when we're asking these questions to the Election Commission, we're not getting a response. So that's one aspect of it, that we fundamentally believe that there is a problem with the electoral machinery in India. Second thing is that there is a wholesale capture of our institutional framework. When you look at our intelligence agencies, you look at the CBI, you look at the ED, they've been weaponized. Look at the number of cases that the ED and the CBI have against BJP people. You'll find the answer 0, right? And look at the number of cases they have against people who oppose them, and you'll find that pretty much most of them are political cases. And so there is a weaponization of the institutional framework. There's a capture of the institutional framework. If you're a large businessman and you try to support the Congress party, you're threatened, the ED, the CBI, these people land up. So there is an atmosphere in India where the institutions are not performing the role that they should be performing. From our perspective, Congress perspective, we helped build the institutional framework. So we never viewed it as our own institutional framework. We viewed it as the institutional framework of the country. That's not how the BJP sees it. The BJP views the institutional framework of India as belonging to them. And so they use it as a tool for building political power. Look at just look at the difference between how much money the BJP has and how much the opposition has. You'll see a ratio, 1:30. How does that happen? I mean, so there is an attack on the democratic system. Now, okay, so then you'll say to us, okay, so what? Well, as the opposition, we have to find ways to counter this. It's not good enough for us to say, there's a problem in the elections. We will deal with it. And we will create a method, a system of opposition resistance that will succeed, right? But we're not fighting the BJP. You have to understand that. We're fighting their capture of the Indian institutional structure, right? And this is not just me speaking. I mean, I travel around the country. This is what everybody says to me, right? The press conference that we did, it was actually information that we got from the ground, from people saying, listen, look, this is what has happened, right? So that's where... What's going on actually is a fight between two visions of India. And it's not me who's walking or me who's doing it. There are millions of people in India who have a completely different vision of India than the government of India, than the RSS. And this is not a new thing. This is not something that has started 10 years ago or 15 years ago. There have always been two visions of India. There has been, in Indian history, throughout Indian history, the democratic impulse, conversations between people, decisions through consensus, and there has also been the idea of a king, right? And essentially, that's the fight taking place. Are you going to be ruled by one person, by the whims of one person? Or are you going to be ruled by a conversation? And there are people on both sides of that equation. There are many people in India who feel actually we should have a strong leader and nobody should question him, and that's it. And let's not have all this discussion. It's a waste of time. And then there is the other side that says, listen, India is actually too complex, too diverse, speaks too many languages, has too many different ideas for one person to decide its future. And actually, India should be a conversation between its states. If you read our constitution, it says India is a union of states. On the India alliance thing, see, you tend to see the alliance building up when an election comes. Look at it slightly differently. All the parties of the India alliance do not agree with the basic ideology of the RSS. That's the point, right? And you can ask any of them. None of them will tell you that actually we believe in the ideological position of the RSS. So we are very much united on that question. But we have tactical contests that take place, and we will continue to have them. But you will see that when it comes to the opposition requiring unity, and you see it every day in Parliament, for example, we are very united, and we will contest the BJP on laws that we disagree with. It's a deeper battle now than simply elections. Now we are fighting a battle for an alternate vision of India. This is what the BJP is proposing, is essentially the elimination of the constitution, elimination of the idea of equality between states, elimination of the idea of equality between languages and religions, elimination of the idea of the central core of the constitution, which is that every individual should have the same value. So when for example we see a BJP leader voting in Uttar Pradesh and then voting again in the Haryana election, we cannot, there is a number of people in India who support Mr. Modi, and we cannot get away from that fact. But we do not, a lot of us do not agree with his ideology. We do not agree with the vision of India that he has. We think that the vision will fail. We think that the vision has tremendous problems, will create massive tension in India, will make Indian people fight with each other. So we will fight it, right? And it's a clash between two visions of India.